What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, check it out. So we talked about Madam Web earlier. Been talking about it all week, really. All of the negative reactions and reviews coming from the critics, and then I went and saw it. I did my review. Movie is just absolute dog shit garbage. Don't watch it. Don't bother. Don't waste your time. Just come watch me. Come watch me talk about it. All right. And look, I also said that this thing was going to end up in the single digits on that tomato meter. All right, I said that, and it has already dropped another 5% from that last score. I had it at 18% when I did the last one. Now it's at 13%. I told you it's going to end up in single digits if people keep reviewing this thing because it's that bad. I don't understand why it wasn't in single digits earlier. And now the audience score is finally like, yeah, what's going on here? People are absolutely coming out and dropping their real scores. And you can see right now sitting at 54%. But worse for Sony, right? Worse for Sony is the box office, because that's what they care about. They can whatever with these, critic and audience scores. Where's the money? All right. Are we making money off of it? If they're making money, none of this stuff matters. All of these little critic scores, audience scores, they don't care as long as they got that cheddar. All right. But yeah, the cheddar ain't coming through either. This is on comicbookmovie.com. Madam Web loses grip on box office during second day in theaters, may struggle to top $20 million opening. Now, I want you guys to remember, this $20 million opening that they're referring to is the 6 days between Valentine's Day and President's Day. That's a 6-day stretch from Wednesday to Monday. They're saying that this movie, a comic book movie, made during what should be the golden era of comic book films. Oh, no. It's not even going to hit $20 million. Absolutely ridiculous, right? Yeah, but that's how bad this movie is, Sony. That's what you get for putting trash out there in the theaters. We don't want to watch this crap. We want to watch a good comic book film, not this bullshit. So yeah, let's go ahead and check out what's going on here. Madam Web is proving to be powerless at the box office during its 6-day opening, and if the latest figures are to be believed, it may not even reach 20 million by the time this weekend is over. That is absolutely insane. After an underwhelming $6.05 million opening day, things went from bad to worse for Madam Web on Thursday. According to Deadline, Sony Pictures' latest Marvel movie webbed up a similarly disappointing $2.15 million during its second day in theaters. So that's basically, 8 million total, okay? That's a 64% drop, and one which doesn't bode well for its 6-day opening. In fact, the trade is unsure Madam Web will even be able to reach $20 million by the time this weekend is over. It's almost halfway there with an $8.2 million total, but word of mouth is dire, and it seems most moviegoers will instead head to Bob Marley One Love. Yeah, 100%, man. I bet Bob Marley One Love is getting a huge boost from people canceling their Madam Web tickets. Like, we got to go see something. Let's go check out One Love. We ain't going to watch no damn Madam Web. It's sad, man. It's sad. But, again, Sony Pictures has nobody to blame for themselves. They hired the writers of Morbius to write this movie. Why? Morbius, that should have told you everything. Hey, you know what? We got to pull back. We got to scrap whatever there is that these cats did or whatever. Let's say they were working on it as Morbius was coming out. And I don't think that was the case, but let's say that was the case. All right. Once you get the feedback from Morbius, you got to pull the plug, bro. You got to pull the plug and say, hey, start over, square one. We got to go back to the drawing board, rewrite everything. Because this thing is just absolutely going up in smoke right in front of our faces. But nah, they kept going forward, and this is what happens. And Sony Pictures appears to have given up on promoting the movie, as the official Madam Web account on X hasn't posted anything since February 13th. I mean, but what could you post? What could you possibly post at this point? There ain't nothing good going on this movie. You can't talk anything positive about it. What you gonna do? Put people sitting in empty theaters? There's nobody willing to go out there on the line. There's not a fan in the world that's going out there on the line that's saying, oh yeah, this is great. You should check this out. Nah, man, nobody's doing that. They're doing it all. Yeah, they'll do it on Rotten Tomatoes, under the veil of anonymity. Yeah, I can just create some quick user ID and put some BS out there. Cool. But to put their own face and name to it, nobody's doing that. Hell no. People's like, nah. I was watching what was it? I was watching Chris Stuckman, and he didn't even review the movie. He's like, I can't review this movie. I'm just going to talk about the studio system in general. He's like, he won't even talk about the damn movie. That's how bad this movie is. There's nothing, there's no redeeming values whatsoever in this crap. I told y'all that. Yo, this is hilarious, man. Aside from a few reposts, the main Sony account has stayed silent since February 6th. Again, there's nothing positive to say. They know they have a shit show on their hands. Why even try to hype it up at this point? Just hopefully this thing quietly goes away, you know, and it doesn't damage your other films. Because look, they mention it right here. Sony will no doubt keep a close eye on how Venom 3 and Kraven the Hunter perform later this year. Should they too fail, then it will surely be time for the studio to go back to the drawing board and start over with its Marvel offerings before the brand is damaged beyond repair, if it isn't already. I think it is already. You know, if these are like cold stone bangers, right? Venom and Hunter and Kraven, all right, maybe you can, you know, redeem it a little bit. But I mean, you got to sit back and think, man, Sony had the whole year to themselves too. That's the craziest part about it. This was Sony's year and they blew it already. They blew it with Madam Web because there's not one single DC movie coming out. No DC movies coming out at all. And then the MCU, all we got is what? Deadpool. They had the theaters to themselves. They had 3 movies coming out. You had Madam Web, Kraven, and you got Venom. They should have been able, hey, man, this is our chance to advance, man. This is our chance to go in here and just capture this hungry comic book crowd, you know, change our fortunes, you know, after Morbius. You know, we back, baby. Yeah, let's get it. Nope. I mean, that's the sad part about it. This was your opportunity, and you've laid nothing but a gigantic, probably the biggest egg you could possibly lay with Madam Web. Unbelievable. While everyone seems to agree Madam Web sucks, it slipped to 14% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's 13% now, man. Making it one of the worst reviewed comic book movies ever released. At least there are some fans out there asking the important questions. I need Dakota Johnson to prove that this isn't true because this is all that has been on my mind since seeing Madam Web. Does anyone else think Dakota Johnson does not know how to open a can of soda after seeing Madam Web? I mean, this is the kind of nonsense. This is the reason, again, why there's nothing positive to say on, you know, the Madam Web X account, you know, on Twitter or whatever. There's nothing positive to talk about when it comes to this movie. You know, you got to get out here and ask stupid ass questions like, can Dakota Johnson open a can of soda? You know, it's just hilarious, man. I thought this part was interesting too, okay, on Deadline. They give us the post-track numbers. 2 stars on post-track so far for 58% from general audience. Okay, that's dog shit. You don't want that at all. Overall, 53% guys attending and 47% women. So once again, when it comes to comic books, there's more guys that are going to come watch a comic book movie than women, all right? You're gonna throw all of these girl bosses in here. We're gonna have a girl boss movie. It's gonna be all about the ladies, and yet guys are the ones showing up to it. And you know, maybe they showed up thinking that they were gonna see some, you know, sexy chicks and, you know, spandex, but that didn't even happen. You know, so it's like, what's the point of this crap? Why are we here? You know, I bet these dudes, these 53% of the guys like me, you know, they was pissed. And if for some reason parents, mostly dads at 62% and kids under 12 saw a different movie, they gave it 4.5 stars. Yeah, that wasn't really the target audience anyway, these little kids. But yeah, it's just hilarious, man. Nesting at 4,000, so 4,000 locations. And I guarantee you none of these joints is making any money off of this movie. They are like, God damn, I can't wait till we can get this thing up out of theaters. When is Dune going to get here? Oh my God, can we hurry up and get Dune in theaters? Because we ain't made no money this damn year. Jeez, man. But yeah, that's where we at with Madam Web, folks. It is getting worse and worse and worse all the time, like Lando's deal, I'm telling you. And if it's going to be interesting to see how Sony responds when it comes to Kraven. Are they really going to push and promote Kraven? You know, because Kraven looked like, all right, trailer-wise, you know, maybe it could do something. I mean, it wasn't a terrible trailer. Lots of blood and violence. So, okay, let's see what kind of movie we got with it, you know? So I'm interested to see how Kraven does. Are they going to promote it? Or are they just going to say, you know what, this whole thing is a wrap, all right? This whole thing is a wrap. Let's just get on out of here, spend as little money as we can on the rest of this shit. Let's try to reboot this sometime in the future. You know, what you really need in these Spider-Man spinoff movies is Spider-Man. That's the bottom line. No Spidey, nobody's coming to this, all right? Nobody's showing up. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this situation with Madam Web. I mean, it's what we all expected. It's just kind of funny when you see it all play out, you know, in real time. It's just absolutely hilarious. But you guys go ahead, jump down in the comments, give me your thoughts and opinions on that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.